It's 2023. Goodbye, 2022, right? Welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are just watching for the first time, my name is Burjo, owner of B. Elise Notary Services LLC, as well as the Notary Education Group Academy. Welcome. Today we are going to be discussing New Year business evaluation. Okay, I felt that it was proper for me to come and get you guys ready for the new year. Now, don't forget, I do have the New Year Notary Refresher that is going to be live January 7th. So don't forget to go to www.thenotary.educationgrp.com to register and sign up. You're going to click on the menu, click on courses, and go to live sessions, I believe, and sign up. I will make sure to drop a link to it directly, and probably easier that way, in the description box. But before I get into our New Year business evaluation, don't forget to like the video, make sure you hit the subscribe button and that bell because you want to be notified when I drop new videos. Let's get started. Now, the first thing you want to do, and let me just give you guys a disclaimer. This is what I did yesterday. So I just wanted to make sure that I shared that with you. Now, first things first, check your notary bag. Check your notary bag, okay? You want to make sure that you have enough copies of loose certificates. Make sure that your stamp still works. If you have not been performing notary duties on a regular basis, your stamp could be dry or it could be semi-dry. You know, check your stamp. Stamp something. Make sure everything works. Excuse me. Make sure all your pens work. Make sure if you don't have any clipboards, get one. If you do have a clipboard, make sure it still works. Um, just check everything in your notary bag. Make sure everything is there that you need to perform your notary duties. All right. Next up, you want to update any changes made to your business the previous year. Did you change your business name? Did you change your phone number? Did you obtain a new domain and change your email address? These are all things that you want to make sure that you update on all pages that you have. Sorry, Princess wanted to say hi. Say hi, Princess. Okay. I said name, email, website, phone, your public listings, Google, Bing, Yelp. Make sure that you have your contact information updated. If you have relocated, make sure that you update your service area. Okay. Sometimes we make so many changes throughout the year, we forget that we have to make sure that those things are updated as well. Why? Because you want your customers to be aware. All right. And did you add new services to your business? Did you take some new training and now you want to offer a new service? Make sure that you add that to your listings as well, and your website too, of course. Pages, website, update, update, update. Don't forget you also want to update your listings for any signing services that you may be signed up with or notary directories. You want to make sure that all of that information coincides with the information that you are sharing with the public. Okay, that's important because if somebody contacts you, for example, I'm going to share a really good example. I had a signing. Okay, the service they contacted me and told me, first they asked me would I be available. I said yes, and they told me where it was going to be located, and then they told me, okay, we're going to send it right over. A day passed, and I had noticed that it wasn't sent over, so I sent them a text message. This was before the Christmas holiday. Sent them a text, hey, am I still assigned to the signing that you had offered me? I do not see it listed on your site. And they're like, oh, yeah, let me check it. So she checked it, and I guess they didn't get back to me again. And so I was just like, okay, well, whatever. So she finally contacted me back in a frantic. And she was like, oh my God, I know what happened. I said, okay, you know what happened? She was like, I think that You and another notary names were similar, and I clicked that person's name instead of yours. So with this signing service, they send the documents to you via mail. Okay, so FedEx. So whenever you get it is when you call the customer and you set up a time and day to meet to get the document signed. They have sent the documents to the other notary, and the other notary does not live here in Florida where I am. They moved, but they did not update their information. So what happened is those documents went to the old address of the notary. The signer had to go over to that person's house and pick up his paperwork. Yeah, that's not good. So please, if you have relocated, if any of your contact or location has changed, update it. Okay. You should keep a list of all of the signing services and directories that you sign up with. Okay. That way you don't forget. Let me see. I want to show you guys. I keep a list because I'm signed up with a lot of signing services and I don't want to forget which ones I'm signed up with. So I keep a list so that if I need to make any updates, I know exactly what sites I'm listed on. Trying to see if I can find it for you guys. I have this notebook that I just, sorry, I made a mistake and stopped the video. I'm on my computer today, so I have to make sure I don't hit any keys. All right, let's see. Gotta go all the way through this. I have it written down somewhere else too, but I want to show you in my notebook since I'm have it here and reading from it. So I'm signed up with all of these signing services in directories. So if any of my information changes, I have to go to each one of them and make sure I update it. All right, so that's very important. Next up, let's talk about annual reporting. If you have an LLC or a corporation, you have to do an annual report. What is the annual report? The annual report is your proof that your business is still operating and active. And the state needs to know this. They need to know that you're still in business and that your business is active. Excuse me. And you have to keep it active, not just by performing the duties, okay, but you have to pay. Some have to pay every year, some have to pay every three. I'm trying to think. Oh, that's for DBA. I'll talk about that too. But you have to pay that every year. If you have an LLC or if you have a corporation, you have to pay the annual report every year and they give you a deadline. So I'm in Florida. I have from January to, it used to be March. For COVID, they extended it from January to May. I'm not sure since COVID is not, you know, the biggest issue right now. They may have changed it back from January to March. So you have between that time frame to renew your business registration, pay the annual report, or they will penalize you. And here's $400. You're fined if you don't pay it within the time frame they give you. So definitely, if you have not, and they do email you, I think they mail you too. I always get an email reminder, but I remember that I have to pay that every year. I've been in business now since 2018, so I just know that I have to do that. Now, if you are a DBA, which means that you're not registered as LLC, you're registered as your name doing business as another name. Okay, here in Florida, it has to be renewed every 5 years. So you don't have to worry about that. But if you have an LLC and corporation, again, you need to renew every year, right? Next up, you want to check your city and county business tax requirements. What is that? So the business tax is proof that you can do business in the city or county where you are located. All right. Check your requirements. Here in Florida, it is a requirement that all businesses have that business tax um, receipt. They meet the business tax requirement. It's not a lot of money. I think I paid $32 every 6 months. I think is what it does. And you get, or is it a year? I think it's every year. So unfortunately, I was not registered. I did not register until last year. And when I did it, I had to pay back taxes because of it. They do verify when you went into business. So you can't lie and say, well, I didn't go into business until this year because they need for you to produce your business registration documentation. When they see when your business was started, they are going to want to charge you from that point on. Okay. So, very important that you do that. Look into it and see if it's a requirement. It may not be a requirement where you are. Here it is. Okay. Next up, you want to make sure that you have enough business cards going into the new year. All right. And for the business cards, make sure your information is updated. Like I said, if you change phone numbers, if you change your email, website domain last year, and your old business cards have the old information, you want to check the business cards. You may have to get new ones and get that information updated. Or what if you change your logo? What if you have a new picture? Like these are things that you need to keep in mind and you want to update it on your business cards, postcards, brochures, whatever it is that you are handing out to the public. Make sure that is updated, okay? Next up, business. Oh, I think I talked about the business profile for directories and signing service sites. Yes, I did. Make sure your information is updated there, okay? Um, Also, if you have started new social media business pages, you can share that information on your profile, the business profiles and the directories and signing service platforms. You can add that information there too. All right. So I know it's a lot, but it's the new year. You got to do this business evaluation. Okay. Make sure all your stuff is up to date. Next, voicemail. You want to make sure that your phone voicemail reflects your new business information. Okay. How can your customers get in contact with you? What are your new business hours? Do you have new business hours? Okay. Don't forget to update that too on the sites, directories, your business listing online, and as well as any other public platform that you have. Okay. For your customers. Process improvements. This is always a touchy thing to talk about because we don't think about the back end of doing business when we think about doing business. You need to have a process in place. When your customers call you, you need to already know what the fees are. You need to know what questions to ask them. You need to be prepared to accept any type of payment method that will be convenient for them. Okay, this is called a process. Okay, if your processes did not work out for you last year, that means it's time to implement some new processes this year. All right, so make sure that you do that. Let me put my phones on vibrate because I do not want to be distracted by that. All right, now we're going to go on to business restructuring. Okay, did you decide last year if you were a DBA that you wanted to go ahead and build an LLC? Or did you decide last year, being an LLC, that you would like to be a corporation? These are things that you need to look into if you do plan on making those changes. You have to dissolve one. You have to do your research to make sure that your business name is not already registered as an LLC or corporation with someone else. All right. So just like you did the research in the beginning to become a LLC or become a DBA, you got to do that same research. And then once you see everything is cleared and ready to go ahead and register as the new business structure. All right. Or for some of you who have created a brand and you've been using it for a while, you may want to do a trademark. Okay. Every state has the ability for you to be able to trademark your business brand. So if that's something that you're interested in, you can go ahead and look into it. It does vary by state. If you're not interested in doing a state trademark, you can always do a country trademark, and that's a little bit more detailed. I don't have it. I'm not a per. I am not an expert in how to do that, so you definitely have to do your research. All right, guys. So that is the end of my list for everything that you need to do for the business eval. I do hope that you found that helpful. If you have any questions, please make sure that you leave it in the comments below. All right. As always, thank you guys so much for tuning in and following me. I appreciate you all. I am so grateful for you. Again, Happy New Year. And I will talk to you guys again on another video. Bye.